3rd of February 2016, a few months after that money was returned. I'll put it this way, madam. The worst happened.
Yeah.
What happened on the 3rd of February?
My mum passed away after a very long illness. I'd spent a lot of money on public transport, getting to and from. I even stayed at the hospital with her.
And you found yourself financially decimated?
I've literally not got a penny to my name. I've not been able to work since. I am hopefully getting back to work in the next, well, the very foreseeable future, starting up on my own. But it was just like someone had bottomed my world.
Losing your mum affected you profoundly.
Massively.
It didn't just shake you up. The structure of your world was decimated.
She's gone. I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I'd looked after her for so long, in one way or another.
How many years, madam?
Since I was about 14.
You've been a carer from being a child?
Basically, yeah. In one way or another. I mean, there was times where she was a bit better.
Now, here's the thing. He'd been driving you to and fro hospitals, and he hadn't done it for profit.
No.
But one of the things that's quite clear to me is he must have known what your life was. The fact that £450, albeit in work for your house, meant the world to you.
When my mum was admitted to hospital on the 4th of October 2015, that was her last admission. She was never home again. My priorities changed. I didn't want the house fixed, didn't want the shed. I needed the money to get back and forward to the hospital. You
knew what this money meant to her. Why haven't you paid it?
It was the messages that were getting posted over social media.
You, according to your reply, helped her significantly.
Yes.
This is supported by what your partner says. This is all a joke, she says. This is Natalie. He ran her about all over the place and even put a shower in her house for her. We pretty much got landed with this dog. Danny said we couldn't afford to pay for her, but Tilda told us we can keep her anyway, which was a nightmare. The puppy chewed the whole house up. He was taking Tilda to the hospital 2 or 3 times a week. There were some days that Daddy couldn't do it, and even I would do the drive from where you live,
certainly she did,
and then on to somewhere else, and then on to Edinburgh. She was in need, and we thought we were just helping a friend out. Tilda did pay towards the fuel, but she never took into account our time, as it took us hours to do a round trip to the hospital. It's also the maintenance of the car we have to think about, as the car was doing a lot of miles. We thought everything was fine until all of a sudden she turned on us. This is your complaint. Before I come to it, madam, how much are you claiming for?
£340.
Now, the dog was £450, which is the value of the goods you've handed over. Why are you not claiming for that full sum?
Well, I had taken £80 off for fitting the shower, which is a generous amount.
What about the other £30?
He had left a second-hand shower in my home, and I eventually, not straight away, eventually sold it for £30.
What's your counterclaim, sir?
For time, maintenance on the cars, the travelling that I did. On the way home from the hospital one day, my brakes decided to stop working properly.
On one occasion, he drove you on Christmas.
He did offer, because he wasn't seeing his own family on Christmas Day. And I did pay for fuel.
What is the value of the claim you are bringing against Tilda, ostensibly for driving and wear and tear to your vehicle? What is the total value?
£1,000.
£1,000? What is the basis of that claim, sir? Just bear with me 1 second whilst I get my pen poised and I just put my gavel over here. Understand? I want to understand it.
The brakes to be replaced in my car.
Anything else?
Tyres. Insurance.
She has to pay for your insurance?
No, when I insured the car, I put in a set mileage that I'd be using the car. When I started doing this, I contacted the insurance company to say that I'm going to be using the car more, so my insurance went up.
And that's her responsibility.
It's not her responsibility.
You just said it is because you made a legal claim against her. Where do we get to £1,000? I'm just working it out.
It's more over time.
More over time?
Yes.
We'll get to £1,000. You help me. I'll bring you an abacus and a calculator.
It would be 4 to 5 hours.
I'll bring you Mystic Meg.
It'd be 4 or 5 hours each journey I did.
What?
4 or 5 hours each journey I did to the hospital.
You agreed to do it as a favour. You were paid fuel. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.